Olá, bom dia. I'm back in the city of Recife, Pernambuco, in the northeastern corner of Brazil. It's early in the morning on a Tuesday. Right now I'm in Jaqueira Park, and the plan today is that I'm going to walk through the neighborhoods of Graças and Boa Vista to go and visit the market district of São José. From there, I'll head into the historic district of Recife Antigo. I'll then head into another historic district called Olinda, and then we'll come back here towards the Graças area. It's going to be quite an adventurous day, so come along with me and let's explore Recife together. I've been in Recife already for 3 weeks, and I've spent quite a bit of time here at Parque de Jaqueira. It's a quiet and safe little haven from the chaos of the surrounding streets, and it was opened in 1985. And the walk begins here in Graças. I'm really hoping to get a good 12 or 15 Ks in today, maybe even more. I've got a lot of energy for it. Funny story about this cafe, Livraria Jaqueira. We went there for lunch a couple of weeks ago, and it was about 1:35 in the afternoon on a Sunday, but we were told by the server that the kitchen was on a lunch break, so there would not actually be any food available to order aside from just light snacks. So not to worry, we ordered some light snacks, and we decided we'd give the cafe another go 2 weeks later. We also went in on a Sunday. This time it was 12:05 p.m. and you know what? We were told exactly the same story. The kitchen staff were on a lunch break. You could only order light snacks. So nobody in that cafe wanted to cook us any food. This area I'm walking through now, Graças and Espinheiro, it's considered to be quite a desirable area to live in the city. The real estate here is much more on the expensive side. There's all the conveniences and facilities you could possibly ask for in the area, and I feel perfectly safe, at least during the day, to walk around on the streets. You'll see that as we get further on into Boa Vista and eventually São José, that things will change quite dramatically. I swear the capybara must be the national animal here because it's depicted on so many pieces of street art around the city. I've taken a slight detour here just to be able to stroll along the riverside walk next to the Rio Capibaribe. It's certainly not the cleanest river in the world, but it's at least nice to be beside some water. One of the unfortunate things about Recife is that it is, as you can see, built on an estuary. And I've been told that the further you get towards the mouth of the river, the more prone the areas become to flooding. There's a lot of poorer neighborhoods in that area, and when it floods, this muddy water rises and stays, and it must be very difficult to contend with. Crossing this small canal now from the neighborhood of Derby into Boa Vista. And of course, I've reached the other side to find there's no pedestrian crossing, so I'm going to have to be creative here. I survived. This is the first, but certainly not the last, of the giant churches we'll see today. This one behind me is the Basílica Sagrada Coração de Jesus. It's pretty clear that it's a little less affluent over this side of town, but what it lacks in prosperity, it certainly makes up for in character. I'm pretty sure an old lady back there told me that if I wanted to cross the bridge, it's better that I put my camera away. So I heeded her advice, I made it across without being robbed, and now I'm in the district of São José. We're soon to come up to the São José markets. And this place you'll see is a thriving, bustling market district. It's really interesting. I love it here. Entering these crazy São José streets now. Every bloody remote control you could ever hope for. Here we are at the actual market building. I've learned that this is the second oldest market in Brazil. The oldest is apparently in Porto Alegre in the country's south, and this one dates back to 1875. Let's go in, take a look.
Quando o cara fala com uma filho,
It's a bit more active, and it's certainly a lot smellier now than when I came here a couple of days ago in the afternoon. I'd really like to see this place in full activity, like on a Saturday morning when everybody's out to do their shopping. Right now it's Tuesday morning, so I can understand it's not the busiest time of day, but yeah, what a fascinating place this is. As I mentioned, many churches to visit today. This one is the Basílica de Nossa Senhora de Penha. Coming up now to the Patio de São Pedro, which is this very beautiful 18th century chapel surrounded by these colonial style houses in very beautiful pastel colors. I'm going to make the call that this is the most beautiful church in Recife. And yet another giant church behind me here. This one is the Basílica de Nossa Senhora de Carmo. We're here, so we may as well go in, but I think by the end of the day I'm going to be pretty churched out. I just saw on Google Maps there's a place behind this fence that's labelled as a historic public toilet. And if you know me, you know I have a fascination on all things toilets. So I'm going to see if I can somehow get in there to check this out a bit further. Not looking so feasible. Wasn't possible over that side, but maybe this side I can wing my way across here. Ugh. Not the safest thing I've done in my life, but I survived. That's a cat. Well, it turned out there was a security guard in that building there, so I buggered off out of there quick smart because I don't want to have to explain myself in a language I don't quite comprehend. So unfortunately, I didn't get to see the historic public toilet, but at least I attempted, and I can die happy saying I tried. All right, now crossing the Ponte Mauricio de Nassau from São José into Recife Antigo, the very historic section of this city. That's the historic public toilet that I just tried to get into. It's a shame I couldn't get in because it would have been a real loo with a view. So this area, Recife Antigo, this dates back to the 16th century where it was first settled by the Portuguese. And actually this used to be a port where they would ship sugarcane back to Portugal. Walking around today, you can see this gorgeous old historic architecture and these beautiful cobblestone streets. It's really seen these days as being a hub of culture and entertainment for Recife. And so there's plenty of bars, restaurants, cafes in this area. Speaking of which, I'm about to go find somewhere for lunch right now because it's about noon and I'm starving. Just ordered myself an agua de coco to quench my thirst. It's so good. And then to eat something very traditional here in Pernambuco, which is couscous. This is stuffed with carne de sol, which is sun-dried meat, and topped with some cheese with an egg. Good stuff, very salty. Very nice lunch there from Café Bom Jesus. I'm about 11.2 kilometers of the way through the walk. I'm going to hang around Antigo for a little bit longer and then head off to Olinda. One final spectacle to see here is the Praça de Marco Zero, which is the spot in Recife where all road distances are officially initiated from. The bloody photographers mafia has taken over there. God knows how much they charge for a stupid cheesy photo of you doing a jump over that little marker. Alright, had enough of Antigo. Gonna continue up this way into totally uncharted territories for me, towards Olinda. This part of the footpath is very close to the water's edge, so I'm gonna jump the fence here and take a look. No, I'm not, because it's a very sketchy guy down there. This area I'm walking through right now, I've identified as being a little bit sketchy. So I'm gonna put the camera away for a few more minutes at least, until I get back to somewhere that looks a bit more safe to get it out. There's a shopping mall up here called Takarura. I'm gonna pull in quickly because I need to find some sunscreen. I forgot to bring mine with me. I'm a very bad Australian. Oh, the magic of a snowy Christmas in Brazil. Oh, it's so good to be indoors. It's 30 degrees out there with a humidity level of 62% and a UV index of 8. So definitely need to go into this pharmacy and get me some sunscreen. This guy here was just pinching the flowers off the side of the road. It's quite a sad looking crab there compared to the one we saw earlier in Antigo. I guess this is some kind of amusement park or science park or something like that. It doesn't look very open at the moment though. Google Maps is telling me to come down this road here, but the traffic is going the opposite direction and there doesn't appear to be anything resembling a footpath. But I don't think I have any other option, so let's make a run for it soon. At least I've got a little bush track here, better than nothing. I thought that I was going to have to cross this bridge, but it looks as though I'm going to be able to go around it. I'm just going to have to cross this highway here under the underpass. If I was disappointed about not making it to the historical public toilet earlier, I'm pretty sure this may have once been a public toilet in itself. I'm back along the road that I want to be along, and there is a footpath, so I'm on track. I'm happy. Should be on Olinda in about 20 or 30 minutes. After 4.5 hours and 19 kilometers, I'm finally entering the historic city of Olinda. Hello. I made it to the very top of Olinda. I broke out in a pretty huge sweat coming up that path. I've got sunscreen all through my eyes, but it was worth it for these stunning views of Recife Antigo. Just breathtaking. What a quaint little historical centre that was, Olinda. And while I'm on the way out of here, let me tell you a little bit more about it. It's been inhabited here since 1535. Of course, it was first settled by the Portuguese. Then in 1630, it was invaded by the Dutch. They only lasted about 10 years before the Portuguese took control again. And then those nasty Dutch, they were forced out by 1654. Today, this is considered the best preserved colonial city in all of Brazil. And in 1982, it was even declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So it was definitely worth the 20 kilometers that it took me to walk out here from Graças. And if you ever find yourself in Pernambuco, I would definitely recommend coming out here to see the historic center of Olinda. Just one more thing before I end this walk, but I wanted to come for a quick stroll along Praia de Olinda, Olinda Beach. It's not much of a beach, if I'm very honest, but at least there's water and there's waves. You can bet that if I ever find something abandoned, I'm going to stop to check it out. It's pretty sketchy in here. All right, let's get out of here. Yeah. I've walked for about 2 kilometers now along the seaside, and this is the first bit of actual beach and sand that I've seen. So there is a beach here at Olinda, I'm happy to report. I've just stopped and checked the map and realized I'm at Praia de Quartel, which is Barracks Beach, very close to the new Olinda city centre. And actually, yes, back there about 3 kilometers ago where I stopped and saw the rocky beach, that was Praia de Olinda indeed. But I'm glad I finally found a proper beach in the end. It's been about 23 kilometers and 5¼ hours, so I think I'm going to end the walk here. I'm going to stop somewhere for a drink and get an Uber back to Graças. And another agua de coco to finish off this walk here by the beach at Olinda. What a beautiful place this is. Jesus, I'm so thirsty. I'm back in Parque de Jaqueira where I started, and I'm just going to sign off by saying that if you're ever considering coming to visit Brazil, then come up here to the northeast and check out Recife and the surrounding area. I know people tend to think of Rio de Janeiro as the quintessential Brazilian tourist city, but Recife has a lot to offer. I mean, it's certainly a very interesting city here, as you've seen along the walk today, but there's also a lot of culture. The people here are super friendly and laid back. The food is great, and there's a lot of nature as well, particularly beaches in this area that are worth checking out. Hope you enjoyed this adventure. Please like and subscribe and check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you again soon for another adventure from back in Australia. Ciao.